So good to have you back with us on Afternoon Express as we prepare you for an incredible weekend ahead. As you know, one of my favorite spots to be in a house is always going to be the kitchen. I know it's probably yours too, but now there's some objects around the kitchen that you think are obvious, right? But what if I told you that perhaps this chopping board wasn't a chopping board, but was more a toffee that was edible? Recently, I got to be at the launch of Caesarstone's 3 brand new surfaces, and they had conceptual artist Francesca Sartie create meals that were in fact edible, that don't look edible, and we got the exclusive. Blurring the lines between food and design is how Italian stylist, designer and foodie Francesca Sartie describes her work. Inspired by Caesarstone's 3 brand new colors and their nature-inspired names, she's put together a stylish food and design playground, but for adults. Francesca, I'd love to know, at what point does an architect like yourself decide that she no longer wants to use traditional materials and chooses food instead?
I know it could sound strange, but I feel there is a connection between food and architecture because in a way spaces, they are activated through food. Because food is what really make people interact with each other. So I've always seen this connection. While in this case, the starting point was the 3 new colors of Caesarstone. So Moorland Fog, the Rugged Concrete and Mont Blanc. So starting from a new colors, and transforming it like in an edible experience was the task.
You're looking very calm for somebody who's got so much to do before this evening, so I'm going to leave you to it, and I cannot wait to see what you've got in store for us.
Looking forward to see you tonight.
HANNERIE, with 2 great brands, Francesca and Caesarstone, you must have been thrilled to receive this brief.
Well, we were super excited. We've been following Francesca's work for a while. We actually worked with her a couple of years ago. So it was amazing to have the opportunity to work with her again. So normally what we do is we start looking at the space that we work with. So here we're lucky we've got quite an industrial looking space with amazing high ceilings, fantastic natural light, so that was a big win. And then we looked at the 3 beautiful new colors of Caesarstone and used that as a starting point.
You've worked on many different installations. I mean, what made this one so unique?
The great thing about this one was that we were 3 teams working across 3 continents. So it was this massive intercontinental collaboration. Francesca was working on something in Mexico at the time where we were putting all of this together. Her team was sourcing props in London for us. And then we had 2 teams here sourcing in Cape Town and in Stellenbosch. So it was great seeing everybody sending all their images to one WhatsApp group and getting this amazing mood board going.
It was a really great concept on paper, or I guess in your case it was a WhatsApp group, but what did you do to bring all of that to life?
So we used the beautiful names of the stone, which is all natural. So it's Moorland Fog, Rugged Concrete and Mont Blanc as inspiration. So we went with all natural elements, like we're going to be doing big piles of chalk and stones, and then we're also using Mervyn Gouw's beautiful ceramics.
Well, it seems like the installation is in safe hands. I'm going to get dressed to the nines to make sure that we get ready for one sensory experience not to be missed. Francesca, what are you hoping that the guests are experiencing when interacting with your various installations?
I hope guests will not be too shy and they will get their hands dirty. Had like an experience of the 3 materials, but through the food and different textures.
They always say the best things come in 3s. So talk us through your 3 different installations here.
And so for the 3 islands, for the Moorland Fog, the Rugged Concrete and the Mont Blanc, we have created 3 different installations that are inspired by these materials. In the Moorland Fog, we got inspired by Scotland, of course, and so very humid and countryside. And so we have decided to use a lot of herbs, and then even the eggs have been boiling for a long time in a herbal infusion. For Rugged Concrete, we have a cheese with ashes, like in the past, when cheese was preserved with ashes. A huge slab of toffee, black toffee. So, and guests are invited to play with it. So we're gonna break it and taste, like really treating it as an edible material. And the last one is Mont Blanc, which is more like the whitish island. And so we have this kind of cloud of pashmak. Pashmak is a special candy floss that is typical from the Middle East. And it literally looks like wool. So I quite like it because at first sight, you don't know, you don't really understand if it's edible or not. So I hope guests are feeling like kids again and enjoy this tasteful playground.
So this is an ash-covered potato. Here we go. And then here, this is an ash-preserved cheese. So she mentioned that it's an ancient way to preserve cheese, and she incorporated it into her presentation. It's really cool that we get to eat in such a fun, interesting way because, you know, we're used to serious food. So this is a really cool way to eat, and I think it's fun.
So I think what's really unique is how they've really combined the food with this whole launch. I think the food is amazingly architectural in its design and its uniqueness. And I think that really captures the essence of what Caesarstone is about and how we as designers can incorporate this in our architecture.
I think the evening went amazingly well. It was really great to see so many people from the design world. I just love the different food. It just worked so well together to showcase the Caesarstone new colors in a different way because they're different colors and they're amazing. It was just whimsical.
Well, we hope that Caesarstone, Francesca and HANNERIE have inspired you to think outside of the box with their food and design playground. If you want any more details on how to think outside of the box, head over to the Caesarstone blog. And usually it's bad manners to play with your food, but I thought I'd leave that up to these guests.